People love to say Superman was the first superhero, but they're flat out wrong. Before the Man of Steel ever took flight, a whole roster of weird and wonderful heroes were already fighting the good fight, from masked magicians like Mandrake to jungle protectors like Fantomah, and even sharpshooters like the Arrow. These are the real pioneers, the forgotten heroes who built the foundation of the entire superhero universe. Even if most people have never heard of them, they deserve to be remembered. Kicking off our countdown at number 10 is a forgotten marksman who deserves his due. The Arrow. This wasn't just some Robin Hood knockoff. Debuting in November 1938's Funny Pages Volume 2, number 10, the Arrow predates the more famous Green Arrow by a significant margin, carving out his own niche in the nascent superhero genre. Masterminded by Paul Gustafson, this vigilante was a master archer, a regular William Tell, battling criminals and spies with pinpoint accuracy and a quiver full of ingenious trick arrows that would make Hawkeye jealous. He wasn't just firing regular projectiles. We're talking about arrows that could explode, release nets, or even emit blinding flashes of light. The Arrow was a pioneer, one of the first heroes to rely on the bow and arrow as his primary weapon, establishing a heroic archetype that would later be perfected by the likes of Green Arrow and Hawkeye, proving that sometimes the simplest weapons, wielded with skill, can be the most effective. His legacy lives on even if his name has faded. Sliding into the number 9 spot is a hero whose powers were as unique as his name, the incredible Amazing Man. This wasn't just another muscle-bound brawler. Amazing Man, who first appeared in his own title, Amazing Man Comics number 5 in September 1939, possessed the truly remarkable ability to transform his entire body into a cloud of green mist. Imagine that, becoming an intangible emerald vapor, able to slip through the tiniest cracks and navigate impossible spaces. This power, the brainchild of Bill Everett, who would later gift the world with Namor the Submariner, was unlike anything seen before in the burgeoning superhero scene. But that's not all. When he was in his human form, he had superhuman strength and durability, making him even more formidable. He was a truly unique hero. Amazing Man was a testament to the boundless creativity of the golden age of comics, proving that the only limit to a hero's power was the imagination of their creator. Blazing into our number 8 spot is a hero who truly embodied the power of fire, the Flame. This wasn't just a guy who could light a match. Debuting in Wonder World Comics number 3 in July 1939, the Flame was a human inferno, a pyrotechnic powerhouse who could generate scorching flames from his very being. Created by the legendary Will Eisner, who is considered one of the most important contributors to the development of the graphic novel, and who would later go on to create The Spirit. Imagine him soaring through the air propelled by jets of fire, or manipulating existing blazes to his will, turning any fiery situation to his advantage. His powers were not only formidable, making him a force to be reckoned with, but also visually spectacular, setting him apart in a rapidly growing field of costumed adventurers. The Flame was a testament to the raw power and visual dynamism that the superhero genre could embody, a character who literally burned bright on the comic book page. Taking the number 7 spot is a hero who proves that sometimes the most effective weapons are the most subtle, the original Sandman. And no, we're not talking about the dream-weaving entity from Neil Gaiman's masterpiece. This is Wesley Dodds, the Golden Age Sandman, who debuted in Adventure Comics number 40 in July 1939. Created by Gardner Fox, the co-creator of The Flash, Hawkman, and the Justice Society, and Burt Christman, this Sandman was a chillingly effective gas mask-clad detective who stalked the shadows, dispensing justice with his signature weapon, a specialized gun that emitted a powerful sleep-inducing gas. He was like a dark, noir nightmare, his appearance alone in that eerie gas mask, likely unsettling criminals before he even deployed his knockout gas. The original Sandman was a fascinating blend of Pulp Fiction's hard-boiled detectives and the emerging superhero archetype, proving that brains, a unique gimmick, and a terrifying look could be just as effective as brute strength. He was one of the first detective-style superheroes. Buzzing into our number 6 spot is a hero who proved that you don't need superpowers to be super, the original Blue Beetle, Dan Garrett. This Golden Age great, who debuted in Mystery Men Comics number 1 in August 1939, was a testament to the power of human ingenuity and determination. Created by Charles Nicholas Wojciechowski under the pen name Charles Nicholas. Unlike later incarnations of the Blue Beetle who relied on alien tech or mystical artifacts, Dan Garrett was a self-made hero, clad in a distinct distinctive bulletproof suit of blue chainmail. He was like a medieval knight for a modern age. But his real secret weapon? A special vitamin called Vitamin 2X, which granted him enhanced strength, agility, and allowing him to fight crime with extraordinary vigor. Blue Beetle showed that peak human condition, a sharp mind, and a dedication to justice could be just as effective as any superpower. Also interesting to note that years later, DC Comics would try to sue Fox Features Syndicate over Blue Beetle, claiming he was too similar to their character, Batman. This is ironic considering the next character on the list. Marking the halfway point at number 5 is a true pioneer, a character who shattered the glass ceiling of the comic book world, the groundbreaking Fantomah. Debuting in Jungle Comics number 2 in February 1940, Fantomah wasn't just another superhero. She was one of the first female superheroes ever. This mysterious protector of the jungle, created by the eccentric Fletcher Hanks, wielded a staggering array of supernatural powers. She could transform her beautiful face into a terrifying skull-like visage, project devastating energy blasts, manipulate the very elements of nature, and even, at times, fly, making her a force of nature in her own right. Fantomah was a far cry from the damsels in distress that often populated early comics. She was powerful, independent, and utterly unique. She predates Wonder Woman and paved the way for the strong, complex female heroes who would follow, proving that women could be just as powerful and just as compelling as their male counterparts in the superhero realm. Fantomah is often cited as the first female superhero with superhuman abilities. Many consider her to be the first true female superhero. It is also worth noting that DC Comics would later sue Fox Features Syndicate over Fantomah, claiming she was too similar to their character, Batman, which is even more ironic considering the number 4 entry on our list. Striding into number 4 is the legendary The Phantom. The Ghost Who Walks, created by Lee Falk in 1936, was a masked crime fighter who operated from the fictional African nation of Bengala. The Phantom's striking visual design, with his purple bodysuit and skull ring, and his reliance on his skills and intelligence instead of superpowers, made him a unique and influential figure in the early days of superhero comics. Unveiling the mystic arts at number 3 is Dr. Occult, created by Superman's creators, Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster in 1935, created before Superman. Dr. Occult was a supernatural detective who battled evil forces using magic and psychic abilities. He predates many of the more famous magic users in comics. Dr. Occult is considered by many to be the first superhero created for DC Comics. Slashing his way to number 2 is the legendary Zorro. While not technically a comic book character originally, Zorro's influence on the superhero genre is undeniable. Created in 1919 by Johnston McCulley, Zorro was a masked swordsman who defended the people of Spanish California from tyranny. His secret identity, his swashbuckling fighting style, and his commitment to justice inspired many later superheroes, including Batman himself. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Our number 1 forgotten superhero who started it all is Mandrake the Magician. Created by Lee Falk, Mandrake debuted in his own newspaper comic strip in 1934. Mandrake was a master magician who used his powers of hypnotism and illusion to fight crime and protect the innocent. He possessed the ability to create illusions, hypnotize people, and even teleport. Want to see more nerdy content? Check out this video next. It's about the upcoming Marvel comics from 2025 that we are seriously excited about. Click the video now to see. What are you waiting for?